Hey everyone, it's Tammy. I was having some difficulties, I guess, on my other Facebook Live. So I'm starting over and hopefully you can see me and hear me. Let me know, Pamela, if you're on, let me know if you can see me and hear me at this point. So I want to talk to you again about Independence Day and freedom. That's what this holiday is all about. But whether you are watching this live and getting ready to experience the 4th of July and celebrate the 4th of July. Or if you are seeing this later, there's some, I think, important information and some wisdom here that can support you in a lot of different ways. So I want to talk to you about claiming your independence, claiming freedom. And isn't that what everybody wants? When people talk about hitting the lottery, it's because they don't want to have to work. They don't want to answer to anyone. They want their own sense of freedom. And we all deserve freedom. We're all worthy of freedom. Without freedom, life can feel scary and bleak, and that our soul is being suffocated. This can happen as a consequence or effect when we need something or someone too much outside of ourselves. It's when we're too reliant on someone or something. Hey, Kathy, how are you? It's always so good to see you. So whether it's employment or income or relationships or caring too much about what other people think, it can make us feel trapped, and life can be challenging at best and actually excruciating at worst. When we feel this way, it comes from a sense of separation, a sense of aloneness, a sense of fear. And for some people, perhaps it's easier to stay in that posture than really claim a life of freedom and independence. If we decide to say yes to freedom and independence, it means we have to pull our energy back. It means we have to believe in ourselves. It means we have to rely on ourselves and take 100% responsibility for our lives. And it can be scary. It can be scary for sure to have to cultivate that sense of self-reliance and faith. But if we don't, then we will be needy. We will be fear-based. We're going to give our power away to people, mere mortals, who are trying to work out their own stuff. So if we choose to be more independent, if we pull our energy back and decide to believe in ourselves and that something greater, our relationships and the circumstances of our lives are no longer about living from fear and attachment and need, but rather from a more flexible place of preference, desire, and peace. This is when our relationships can become more celebratory, more supportive, more meaningful, without the drama and without the power plays. So when we start to feel and know and sense that connection to God, the universe, spirit, and life, we're no longer so attached to what people do or don't do, what they say or don't say, what they think about us or don't think about us. We start to just feel a sense of sovereignty, a sense of peace, a sense of comfort in our own skin. When we claim our independence, we live in faith. We're more flexible and we flow. To me, this is the ultimate freedom. So people who know they're unlimited, people who know they're connected to that something greater, that know the truth of who they are and feel that connection to the higher power, don't tend to struggle with the same fears and insecurities that other people are struggling with, that dependency on things needing to look a certain way, people needing to be a certain way. Rather than putting our faith in mere mortals who are trying to work out their own stuff, we put our faith in the universe. When we're spiritually awake, we know that we are an aspect of the infinite. We feel supported, we feel loved, we feel connected, and we know this presence is unlimited. And because of that, so are we. Some people might think, well, if I'm independent, won't that mean I'm alone? It actually means just the opposite. It means we perceive the all oneness of life. And when we are in this place of confidence, we're in this place of knowing that our needs are met. We don't put the pressure on other people to show up a certain way in our life. And we don't feel the need to contort for the comfort of others. When we live from the posture of independence, we know if a relationship doesn't work out, that's okay, because there's somebody behind them And that's going to be a better relationship. If a job or career doesn't pan out, that's okay, because we know there's something better on the way. If a home that we get attached to falls through, or an apartment that we want doesn't happen, we know it's because God has something better in store for us. We're no longer so needy and afraid. We feel more empowered, and we live our lives more from our heart and our loving. And because water finds its own level, and like vibration finds like vibration, what we attract from this place is improved. It's better. It's healthier. It's more celebratory, and life flows. So I invite you, if it resonates, for you to declare your own independence. I encourage you to look within and set the intention to deepen your connection to that something greater, and also look for it with others. It's through this attention and awareness, attitude and consciousness that you invite and evoke unlimited potential. The unlimited potential of the divine with you and through you and for you in your life. So what I know for sure is that you are loved, and that you are adored, and that you are supported. But I also know we need to invite it and choose it and claim it for ourselves. In the past, I was really dependent on other people for what I didn't believe I could do for myself. I did this in my romantic relationships. I did it with friendships. It's like, I'll do this for you if you do this for me. I'll give you what you want if you help me with my career, or if you make me feel valuable. I looked too much to other people to validate who I was, rather than having a real strong sense of who I was within myself. When I realized this, I decided to take a big break from dating and just pull my energy back and do a lot of internal healing work. And I declared my own independence and my own sense of freedom. And it really was probably one of the smartest, most powerful things I've ever done for myself. I just wrote it out in my journal, a declaration of independence. So, and I think I was inspired by this because a friend of mine said to me, Tammy, what is the theme of your life right now? I said, the theme is betrayal. Everyone is betraying me. And she said, well, how is it you betray yourself? And I did. I betrayed myself. I said yes to things I didn't want to say yes to. I smiled when I felt like crying. I didn't tell the truth. And I did it because I was trying to please other people, not because it was my truth. So I realized I needed to pull my energy back and get to know who I was, like who I am, love who I am, so that I could attract a different kind of relationship, a healthier kind of relationship, and better friendships. So I did. I pulled back. I did my own declaration of independence. And what that means really is to dig deeper, look deeper for your own sense of self and your own authentic power. It means recognizing our own personal sense of free will, of choice, of power. It means not living from the mind or ego, but rather being deeply cognizant of the power of free will, that power of choice, that power of awareness, and taking 100% responsibility for our lives, no longer blaming or judging or shaming, but pulling your energy back and really becoming aware that your life is a reflection of your inner relationship. So pulling your energy back and making that your ultimate priority. And when we do this, we can start to feel empowered, more authentic, more congruent. We can start to tell the truth because we don't need anyone. Our relationships are based on a sense of respect for ourselves and for others. Maybe you want other people in your life, but you don't necessarily need them for survival. Again, this is freedom. When we become more reliant on ourselves and that something greater, we know there's an answer for every question and a supply for every need. I think so often people look for other people to be that stand-in or surrogate for that something greater. So when we choose not to do that and pull our energy back and put our priorities in order, life can definitely start to show up in a very, very different way, and eventually in a lot more joy-filled, supportive, grace-filled way. Spiritual independence just means that our soul self and love is in the driver's seat and that we trust that. So some of the qualities that come with personal and spiritual independence, these are some of the qualities. Maybe you recognize them, or maybe you think it's way out there, but this has been my experience and something I would recommend and invite you to consider, explore, and claim in a deep way in your own life. You don't keep yourself small or hidden to please others. You don't contort yourself for other people's comfort. You know who you are, and you like who you are. You know what brings you joy, you know what replenishes you, and you know what matters to you. You know how to take care of yourself, and you're in touch with your intuition. You have strong, flexible, healthy boundaries. You're not afraid to ask for what you want. You know your value. You know you're worthy. You have great integrity, and you don't compromise your values. You're able to say no when something doesn't resonate, and you know how to honor yourself. You love yourself and your life. You're optimistic and joyful, and love is the predominant energy and driving force of your life. You respect yourself, you respect others, you have reverence for life, you know what to do to keep yourself in balance, and you are 100% responsible for your reality. So I don't know if any of this resonates for you. I hope it does. I hope you recognize yourself in some of this, and maybe you're going to want to consider doing your own declaration of freedom and independence. If you're already living from that posture, how can you go deeper and higher with this? How can you claim a life of greater love and greater authenticity and greater joy? Because again, you are an aspect of the infinite. Therefore, you have access to infinite miracles, infinite grace, infinite love. And I think when we're not distracted so much by life, when we're not in that fear looking for someone or something to rescue us, when we pull that energy back and become more intentional and aligned with that friendship with the universe and with life, it can start to show up in ways that are surprising and miraculous and grace-filled and easy and joyful. And this isn't an easy process. It doesn't happen overnight. I started working on this particular relationship. Let's say I made that declaration of independence about 18 years ago. And it was interesting because about 6 months into it, when I said, okay, I think I'm independent, and I think I'm congruent, and I think I'm whole, and I think I'm ready to meet my husband, I met him a week later. And we do enjoy a very authentically vulnerable, yet celebratory, wonderful. We prefer each other, but we don't need each other. It's an incredible friendship, and I want this for anyone who wants it for themselves. So I would be interested in hearing from you in regards to, are you living in an independent, free way? Are you considering writing your own declaration of independence? How are you feeling? And what brings you the greatest joy? Do you know? I would be interested in just continuing the conversation with you, and just know that I'm sending you blessings for a wonderful 4th of July full of celebration and joy, friendship, and great love. And I'd love for you to be in touch. Share with me how you're doing. How are you feeling? Are you doing your own declaration of independence? And what does that look like for you? So just know you're in my heart, my meditation, my prayers. And now I'm going to get ready to head up the mountain. My husband and I are going to Cascade to go horseback riding for the weekend. So some of my favorite things to do is spending time with friends and horses. So that's how I'm going to replenish and recharge and nurture myself for this holiday. And I hope you're doing something that really fills you with great joy. And how about we finish with a bit of a prayer? And just now, if you like, just take an easy breath, settle your awareness into your heart. And dear Father, Mother, God, Lord of all creation, just now, I'm asking for prayers and blessings for my friends here. May you guide them and direct them and lead them to a life of authentic power, freedom, grace, ease, and great love. May you support them in gently letting go of anything and everything that is no longer serving them. And may these newly opened places be filled with a sense of being at home, a sense of comfort, a sense of joy, a sense of home, a sense of independence, and a profound sense of freedom and great love. Thank you for this opportunity to come together for the sake of conversation and expanding and opening our minds and hearts and going to this higher place of joy and love. Thank you for the blessings of my friends. Thank you for the blessings in our lives. Thank you for the blessings, the abundance, the prosperity, the freedom, the profound gifts that you have in store for us. And we open our minds, hearts, and lives wide to receive them. And it is with grace, graciousness, and gratitude that we say, thank you, thank you, thank you. And so it is. So take good, gentle care of yourself. Celebrate yourself. Treat yourself as you would treat somebody that you adore. Open your mind and heart to receive the love that the universe has for you, because I guarantee you it is immense. And the more you understand, believe it, and open your heart to receive it, the more miracles and support you will experience in your life. So thank you for being part of my life. And just know that you are profoundly appreciated and deeply loved. And I look forward to being in touch with you, continuing the conversation, and seeing you again next week. God bless you. Happy holidays. Onward and upward. Bye for now.